Hey y'all, it's Beth here, and I just wanted to come and share my first week with you and share what I have learned and just give you some encouragement. So, I'm just going to go ahead and pop on get started because I've got a lot to say. So, many of you know that I started a new 80-day program, and I jumped in feet first with the nutrition program and the workouts. And there's no other way to describe this week other than wow. So let me just give you some background of why and how I came into this program. So my fourth quarter of 2017 was pretty icky, and I had a pretty bad relationship with food. I'm not a stranger to, or you're not a stranger to, my story of binge eating. I have shared that here many times. And so I was in this cycle of just restricting certain foods and then binging later because I wanted them so bad. I have PCOS, so I've always had that mentality that carbs are bad because my body reacts very strongly to carbs when I eat them. I can gain 5 pounds just staring at a bag of chips. Very, very sensitive to carbohydrates, and so I had this idea that carbs are bad. I come from a Whole30 background. I've done numerous Whole30s successfully. And in that program, what they have you do is they have you eat 3 big meals and no snacking in between. So that's all you eat is 3 really big meals. And you stay off of the scale and you don't measure. And so I had that knowledge going into this program. And then I also did a little bit of intermittent fasting, which all that means is I ate within 8-hour window and I fasted the rest of the day. So my window was usually about 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I did not eat before I worked out. I did a fasted workout usually, and then I would eat when I got done with my workout. And then about 6 p.m. is when I would quit eating for the day and I would not eat the rest of the night. And so that is kind of my background coming into this program. And what I quickly realized was that I had to change my thinking. I needed to get outside of that box. That yes, I can eat past 6 p.m. I can have carbs. And you know what? Everybody needs carbs. You have to have carbs to survive. And even if you say you don't eat carbs, I bet you do in some form because there's a carbohydrate component to most vegetables. So our bodies, we need carbs to survive. I learned that I can eat before my workout. I thought that was going to be the hardest thing, but I learned that I can eat and be fine and not even feel like I'm going to puke my guts out. And then I also learned that I can get through 60-minute workouts. I was so used to 30-minute workouts or 25-minute workouts or 22-minute workouts that the thought of a 60-minute workout just blew my mind. Like, I did not think that I was going to get through that at all, that it was just going to be a complete and total disaster. But I did it, and I did not die. So I needed to get outside of that box of what I had put myself in from everything that I had learned in my background. And I needed to give myself a blank slate. I came into this program completely wanting a different relationship with food than what I had. I came into this program wanting to get out of that cycle of restricting those carbohydrates because I had a bad connotation. I thought they were bad. And I need to get outside of that box of restricting those things to just have a healthy relationship. And this week, I feel like I had a healthy relationship with food. And so this week, I went into this week with 3 things the first thing I went in was flexibility. I knew that the first week was going to be hard and difficult and strange, and it's all new, and I was learning how to do all of this stuff, so I needed to be flexible. I went into this week wanting to learn how all of this stuff was going to work with my lifestyle. And the third thing I went into this week with was grace. So Monday, I used all three of those things. I had planned out my meal plan with specific times because this nutrition plan that I'm on is timed nutrition. That basically means they tell us when to eat, what to eat, and we do it. So honestly, that's what I was scared of most, was the nutrition program. And it has been the easiest thing, actually. It's been super easy to follow along. And it has been different. But I will say this, Monday, I used all three of those things: flexibility, learning, and grace, because there were two different things that I left out of my meals, and I was like, well, too late now. So I'm just going to leave that in the past, and I'm going to move on. And so I was giving myself grace in that moment. I was flexible because I quickly realized that my times on my meals were way off. That wasn't going to work with my schedule. My Mondays are my busiest days because I have Bible study, and I'm gone before supper time, really. And during supper time, and I was gone for 3 hours, which there's a 3-hour feeding window. You have to wait 2 to 3 hours to eat. And so I just had to learn how to be flexible. And it was all new, so I was learning as I was going. And so those were the three things that I went into this week with, and those are the three things that I'm going to continue this program with, because life happens. There are things that happen that you can't control. There is no perfect time to start a nutrition and workout regimen, because life happens. There's not going to be a time that you can be 100% focused on your nutrition and your workouts, because you have kids. Your kids do crazy things. You have family members that are in the hospital. You have friends who come to town. Like, there's so many different things that happen. That it's a part of life. And so going into this program with those three things, flexibility, learning, and grace, that's what you have to have. So I also learned this week that I had grilled chicken on my meal plan quite a bit so that I could make it one day and eat it for several different meals. And I've learned that I got tired of chewing that chicken quite quickly. So I'm not going to have it on my meal plan as frequently as I did this week. I also learned that I really do not like hard-boiled eggs. I like scrambled eggs. I like, over easy eggs. I like egg yolks. I believe in eating the egg yolks. Hard-boiled egg yolks, I just cannot get down. So no more hard-boiled eggs for me. But I will say, with all of this cleaning up my nutrition and learning this meal plan, I have slept the best I have slept in a very, very, very long time. So that is a plus. Physically, I feel really good. So I know that for me, in the past, I've gone into a new workout program, new nutrition plan, with the idea that I want to lose weight. And sure, that's a perk, not gonna lie, but I really wanted to have a different mindset going into this. I wanted to really love myself throughout every step of this process and this journey. And so I have decided, I took my before pictures and I took my measurements, but I am not going to get on the scale, and I'm not going to take pictures, and I'm not going to measure until this first month is up, because for me, I cannot focus on those physical things, because this journey for me is deeper than that. It's deeper than just wanting to lose weight. It's actually wanting to live a healthy lifestyle and make this part of my lifestyle, and just make it second nature and make it a habit. And so I need to stay off the scale. I need to not take pictures, because if I don't see a change, and girls with PCOS usually won't see a big change on the scale because it's really hard to lose the weight. if I don't see that change, it really messes with my head. So for me, I need to stay away from those measurements so that I don't get inside my head and quit. I also learned that my meal prep is gonna look different. I am eating a lot of food. It's all clean and it's really good. And I really apologize if you can hear my dog going bonkers in the background. He is obnoxious today. Anyway, my meal prep looks different because I thought I was going to meal prep my entire week and have my entire week prepped and just pull out and microwave and there it is. That's not how it turned out for me, and that is okay. I have learned that if I can get 2 days prepped at one time, I am doing awesome. So tonight I'm going to make sure I at least have tomorrow's first couple of meals prepped, and then tomorrow I'm going to do a really big prep day so that I can have the next 2 days good to go and not worry about the whole entire week. And so that is something that I'm going to teach my challengers to do, because prepping a whole week may not be feasible for you. Honestly, I don't have the refrigerator space for all that many prepped meals, and I ran out of containers, to be quite honest. So that's kind of why I had to stop my meal prep. So I'm going to do 2 days at a time, and that is perfect because one step in front of the other. So I also this week I have used my knowledge that I have gained in doing my Whole30s, because a Whole30 is basically an elimination diet. You take out foods that are possible inflammatory foods, and you see how your body reacts to them at the end of the 30 days as you slowly reintroduce. Well, I know that my body does not like dairy and it does not like grains very much, and it really doesn't like peanut butter all that much. But I have to be honest, I was probably eating a little too much peanut butter. Peanut butter is my favorite food group, for those of you who don't know. So I was using my knowledge that I learned in Whole30 of the foods that don't really react well with my body, and choosing foods to eat that I knew would. And since I get very little of the foods anyway, of the ones that don't react well, I decided to incorporate just a smidge. So I incorporated peanut butter this week, and I did fine with it. It was only a teaspoon a day, and I did perfectly fine. I introduced bread. I love bread. Like, I'm a bread lover, and that's really what gets me. But I introduced bread, and I only had it one piece one time a day, and I made sure it was gluten-free, because the gluten I don't do well with it. And I was fine. I reacted well to that, so that was nice to know. And edamame, it's a legume, but I don't really like beans anyway, so I don't really choose to eat those. But edamame I really, really like, and I had that several times, and I was fine with it today too. So that was super exciting that I could use that knowledge and to incorporate the foods that I really do like, and be aware of how it was making me feel. I also learned that I really, really, really love my air fryer. And if you don't have an air fryer, you should get one. I just got mine Tuesday, and I have used it every single day since. And I've used it multiple times a day, almost for every single meal. I love it. It just makes roasting my vegetables so much faster. And I've roasted all my veggies this week. Well, except for my broccoli. But it's fat. It's like half the time it takes in the oven, and I can get it in my air fryer. It's just awesome. Very little oil. So if you don't have an air fryer, I'm putting a plug out there. Go get you one. And then the biggest thing is my non-scale victories, because like I said, I'm not really focusing on the scale and how my physical results, I'm not really focusing on them right now. So I know I did a video earlier about this week, but I don't have any back pain, and that is huge for me, because for the past 2 years I've been living in pain, and it has sucked. And so I found a new chiropractor, and he adjusts me differently than the one I was seeing. And so I have been pain-free for 2 weeks now, and it has really made my life a lot better. So I'm really thankful for that. Also, because I have been pain-free, I have been able to lift heavier weights. So I have been very cautious of my weightlifting because of my back injury and because I have been in pain. And so I have been like lifting 3 pounds or no weights at all, because the pain was just so bad. And I am proud to say that today I worked out and I was lifting 8-pound weights for the majority of my workout. So that was a huge non-scale victory for me. So I have been able, since I'm not focusing on those physical results, the scale or the measurements, I've really been able to hone in on those NSVs and really just be aware of what is happening to my body and really listening to my body. And it's been really kind of fun to see that I have been able to go up in my weights. And so that's been really awesome. And I also, something really huge happened today. We went out to eat with some friends. And while I had my meal planned for after church, didn't happen. So we went out to eat with friends, and on our way to the restaurant, I was looking at the menu online, which I tell all my challengers that they should prepare before they go out to eat so they know exactly what they're going to eat. But there's one particular meal that I get that's a lot of different containers. It's my biggest meal, and so I have learned to save that for dining out. And so I did that today. And so I was looking on the menu as we were driving to the restaurant, and I was pretty sure I knew that I was going to have a burger without the bun, on lettuce, with some added mushrooms because I needed some extra vegetables, but I wasn't sure where I was going to get my fruit. So we went to the restaurant, and actually they had a seasonal salad on the menu, and so I ordered the salad because it filled all of my containers. And then along with my order, I also ordered a to-go box because the salad was so huge. So I got to take half of the chicken that I ordered and half of my salad, and I put it in the to-go box before I even touched it. And so I was super proud of myself for dividing it up to make sure that I had the right containers that I was supposed to be eating in that meal. And I wasn't even tempted to eat the whole salad, and I got the dressing on the side so it wasn't going to be soggy, and I have never done that before. So that was just a huge freeing feeling, knowing that I was going to a restaurant where normally I probably would have eaten the whole salad, even though salad is good for you. It was just not the right portions for me at the time, and I was able to take the second part of my salad home for a different meal. And so that was just a quick way for me to realize that I aced dining out. My friends didn't have anything to say. We went to a burger joint and they didn't have anything to say about me ordering a salad, and I didn't care if they had anything to say, but it was just a great time. We got to really enjoy each other, just chatting and talking and catching up on life. And that's really what dining out should be. It should be an experience to catch up with the people that you're with, not all about the food. And so I just left there feeling really good, knowing that I had stayed on plan, and that was probably the first time that has ever happened to me. So that was a huge non-scale victory for me today. So that's a lot of different things that I figured out over this first week. I know that tomorrow starts week 2, and it's going to look different as well. I know what to kind of expect as far as my food and what I'm eating. And with the workout calendar, I have been able to switch around some of my workouts because I have a friend coming into town. Haven't seen her in 2 years, and I want to spend as much time with her as possible, and I don't need a 60-minute workout in there if I can do something today to make sure my rest day is when she's here. So I went ahead and worked out today, and then we'll shift all of my workouts up so that I can enjoy her time here and see her and just visit with her and love on her. So that's really exciting too. So with all of this information that I've gathered, I have some encouragement. Maybe if you're starting a new program or you're starting your health and fitness journey at all, go into it with flexibility and wanting to learn and giving yourself grace. It's new. It's exciting. It's scary. But the first week is generally the toughest because you don't know what to expect. So when you go in with those 3 things, you're able to have a great week. And you don't have to get all flustered, and you don't have to, think that you have failed because your level of perfection, like mine is usually up here and you were like down here. So with those 3 things in mind, you should excel your first week. And know exactly where you struggle. For me, it's the physical results. I struggle with getting inside my head if I step on the scale too many times. So I am staying off of the scale. I am not measuring. I don't even want to take progress pics because if I don't see a change, I get really, really frustrated and down. And I want to throw the towel in before I'm even done. So know where your struggle so that you can figure out those things as well. Stay off the scale. Generally, the first week of a new program is when you're going to retain water. You may, if you stepped on the scale, you may even be up a couple of pounds. Your body is getting used to a new routine. So stay off. The scale is no measure of anything. It does not tell us how much you're worth. It does not tell how awesome you are. It does not tell of the people that love you in this world. So if you struggle with the number on the scale, stay off of it. So that's just my encouragement. Flexibility, learn, grace. Those are the 3 things that you need to go into a new program or a new lifestyle, and you will excel and it will be wonderful. So I hope that those tips can help you on your journey, and thank you so much for checking in with me. I hope to be back next week. Well, it might be in 2 weeks with another update. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you have a good evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye!